Just bear with me. Okay, I should be live on everything now. Good morning, Europe. The markets will open in approximately 5 minutes. I'm just going through some settings, so please bear with me. You're probably already aware of this, but there's a bank holiday going on. And that affects, there's a bank holiday in Switzerland, in France, and in Germany. I don't know how much this will affect the market. Guess we'll find out. We're a slight gap down in the DAX, and the same in the Ftse. The DAX looks set to open near the low end of the range, of the overnight range. And so is the Ftse. So here we go, approximately 1 minute. Just gonna check something called Whit Monday. So here we go, markets are open. Just gonna check Whit Monday in 2024. I forgot to do that in my preparation. So that was on the 20th of May. We can do it together. So there we go. So this is Whit Monday in last year on the 20th of May. Still was a pretty active day, must say. It was a 0.5% intraday rally. Where would that take us up in today's money? About 24,400. It's gonna put us a message on the swing channel. Looks like we're gonna have a first bar positive in the Ftse. So I'll look at the DAX instead. I thought that this chart here was quite interesting. Oops, wrong chart. Going back to the 20th of May. Where's the 20th of May? It's this one here. Normally I would argue that this looks like a push above, or a test of Friday's high in the Ftse. I would want to push to add to it, and I might still actually do it, even though this trade here is technically a swing trading channel trade. So far, the 10-minute bar in the DAX, which is bar 1, is just showing us a doji behavior. That is a somewhat indicative early sign that, considering it's trading inside the overnight range, that we're going to have a range-bound market. Just refer to this equivalent day in Germany's DAX, but going back to WIT Monday 2024. Do you know what? I can't help myself. I wanna see what WIT Monday did in 2023. So that was on Monday, the 29th of May 2023. We're looking at the one that says 05029. There we go. It's this one here. Okay, so WIT Monday in 2023 was no boring trading day either, that's for sure. I think what I'll do is I will just take a screenshot of that. Okay. So that was 2023. Let's just then go back to what did I say? Did I say the 22nd? 20th of May. There we go. So I'm going to post this in the Telegram channel for reference. WIT Monday in DAX in 2023 and 2024. It's just that when you do have these bank holidays, it is renowned to affect volumes, and it would have been sort of funny to see, well, how could we have traded this? How could we have traded this in those previous years? And so an early sign would be, well, try and follow a breakout of the 10-minute chart. So I might do that. So that would be a short below 24,206 if we were to get there. That is if you believe in what I posted here. Don't know whether I'm missing the boat in the DAX. As you can see on the 30-minute chart, we are coming down to the lower end of the trading range. So fair to say that considering that bar 2 is the one that tests the lower end of the range, I wouldn't mind trying to trade for a breakout. And looking at the daily chart, you have a push on Thursday above the old high, and then on Friday you sort of had an inside bar. This is on the daily chart. You sort of wonder if this is the early making of a swing low down to 23,700. Ftse double topped on Friday's high. I'm gonna go back to the 10-minute chart in the DAX. Ftse is trading below 2. Ftse is coming back down to the breakout area. Please stand by for a long position. So what I've done here is I've bought near bar 1 low. I'm fully aware that this is a first bar positive and it will trigger a short signal below 1. However, these signals have had a significant deterioration in efficacy. So therefore, I'm attempting a long signal there instead. I'm going to add to the Ftse. So DAX 2 tested the low end of the range. You can see that here. Came down to 89. We had a low here at 79. And now we're pushing higher. Here are my open positions. I'm being a little aggressive on the long side in the Ftse by buying so close to each other. Currently the stops loss at 11.13, but I don't think I would let it run that much against me. I think the problem that I have here is the tendency for the market to go above the Asian range and then go below the Asian range. That would put me at risk of the Ftse going down to 25. So this 15-minute snapshot should amply explain the problem that I may have here. DAX is breaking lower. Quite significantly so, actually. So bar 1 and 2 on a 10-minute in the DAX. Is suggesting a trend morning. That would be somewhat in alignment how the DAX has behaved on previous WIT or bank holiday. Bank holiday Mondays. School run would trigger a short below 148. The Ftse does seem to be destined to test the low end of the overnight range, and is actually doing so right now. And I am losing on all 3 positions. I'll show you my loss here. I'm going to take a chance in the DAX on a long position because I'm looking at the 30-minute chart and I'm thinking, well, we just took out this range here and this low here. Do you see this low here and this low here? That to me just suggests that we probed the low end of the trading range. So let me just post this. So this is what it looks like on my platform. Ftse went down and tested. Do you see that, how it tested the low end of the overnight range? And now sort of fighting its way back. I want to attempt to buy the DAX again. There's a chance that I'll wait a little bit, coming up to school run in 7 minutes. Okay, so far so good. So that turned out to be the right decision. I want to add to the DAX, but I think what I'll do first is to push the stop loss to break even. I'm doubling up in the DAX. That wasn't a particularly good entry on my second entry DAX. It felt a little bit emotional. Hmm. Five was a very strong bull bar off a low. Entirely plausible we are going to do a little back and forth. That sounded naughty, I didn't mean it like that. Just a little bit on the quiet side. By the way, do you want to hear a funny story? Put out the donation button on Friday. By Monday morning, how much do you think people had donated for using the absolute most brilliant piece of software, plus whatever I do for the channel? Considering that a typical trading post is read by approximately 8,000 people. How much money do you think was donated? Give it some thought. Don't write to me. I don't want to have to go through 400 messages. Just keep a number in your own mind. And considering that I have about close to 50,000 followers, the total sum donated for software that we initially had set to cost £40 a month, total sum donated was less than $2,000. Yeah. I can tell you that we are looking to change how we operate this piece of software, because right now I'm out of pocket by approximately 100,000 from the development of the software, because software developers, they have to eat and you have to pay them. And while I happily did this for myself because it made such an enormous impact on my own trading, I thought that the donations would be a little bigger, but they're not. In fact, out of the 4,000 people that used the software, only 75 people donated. Yeah. Go figure, ladies and gentlemen. Go figure. So 5 bounced off the lows. 6 and 7 are holding. Not exactly the price action I like to see for a thunderous push higher. And over in the Ftse, 1 was strong, tested the upper end of the overnight range, and 2 tested the low end of the overnight range, and we're sort of stuck happily in the middle. And then some idiot saying 100,000 for that, bro. You could build that in a weekend yourself using ChatGPT. I don't know what you're talking about, Wade, but thank you nevertheless. Seems like we relatively quickly got stuck into a little bit of what are we going to do? Are we going to push higher, push lower? But we just got to be patient. That push off the lows was quite strong in the DAX. So 8 just pushed below 7. Hopefully this is a 2 to 3 bar retracement in the DAX. I would love to see bar 8 close on its highs. That would give me confidence that I was in a good position. Someone on YouTube has made a video of my book, and the title is "Losers Make Millions." How misleading is that? Do I report it? How bother just losers make millions? Bloody hell. Well, I almost got what I wanted, didn't I? Now we just need to see follow through above 8. We'll probably go up to 41, 42. What's a little bit concerning, I feel, is that when you look at that thing that I posted, we seem to have a much better trending ability on WIT Monday than the previous years. Yeah, it's sticky, isn't it? I'll show my account a little bit. Here's a look at the 30-minute chart. Big candle down and a big push back above. But for the 50, for this 30-minute chart to actually have some validity, I need it to trade above 2024. So my add-on was really amateurish, right at the highs. I was in two minds whether to trade today, but I decided that if the markets were open, even though that it was a bank holiday, I thought, okay, it's going to be worth it. Come on. Oh, look at this Ftse. It's not playing ball. That's better. So we attempted a push higher. Let me just show you on a school run 15-minute bar. What you're looking at there is a long above bar 2. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky because you see the overnight range. And the fact that we're trading below the overnight range technically mean that we should be thinking about shorting above 240. The market just went 241. So that hypothesis does actually hold true. My concern here, founded or not, but I really want the Ftse to try and push above or towards 41. But as you can see from, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, we're not really doing anything in the Ftse at all. Moments ago, we had a push towards 41. We only made it to 38. Yeah, definitely patience required. And my add-on is back into losing. It was about 10 points in profit. Truth be told, I was thinking, should I take that add-on off because it's causing me some grief. It's not really a particular good entry. Yes, Charlotte, the higher. Okay. On the 10-minute chart in the Ftse, 4, 5, and 6 are just essentially range-bound bars. And the DAX is pushing lower again. So hopefully what we're seeing here in the DAX is just the developing stages of a tight trading channel, perhaps already settling into a trading range. But it's concerning for me because we are trading well below the closing price on Friday. So I feel like the bears are kind of winning this battle. So both the Ftse and the DAX are pushing towards the low end of the range, and I'm going to try and be patient and see what the market does down here. And if it does indeed continue lower, well then I'll take my loss and consider flipping the switch. Okay, so that was kind of what I was hoping. Listen, I received a couple of messages, and I just thought, because the market is somewhat, pissing me about with my positions, could I just highlight two posts that came to me in the last few hours? One was, and there's been a few of them. Thank you so much, sir. You changed my life. Because of you, I did so and so and so. My standard reply to a message like that is always, thank you very much, but nobody can change your life but you. Somebody may whisper some words in your ears that will inspire you to dig deeper, but ultimately, those words have been whispered by many before, and that didn't necessarily result in a change of life. So if your life has changed, thank yourself. The second message was a guy I know relatively well, and he says, I'm noticing that as I'm getting older, I don't quite have the same tenacity and ability to focus in front of the screen for long hours. He says, I noticed that your drawdowns are significantly less than they were. Is there anything that you can give me? And I say, yeah, exercise. I pay an inordinate amount of attention to what I eat, when I eat, how I sleep in particular, because I know that um, the physical disposition for a day trader is of immense importance, especially when it comes to decision making or decision fatigue. So I would, if you are sort of in that age bracket where sitting on your butt for 10 hours and watching every 5 minute bar is becoming somewhat of a struggle, then maybe play to your strengths instead, and be more selective, and look at how you're nourishing the physical body. Because the last thing I want is a blood sugar dip. If I get a blood sugar dip while I'm trading, I'd go, Jesus, that is not good. So yeah, just thought I'd share those two observations with you. Marco, I hope that you listen to this. Ftse breaking lower. Ftse is concerning me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this does seem to be developing into a rather protracted sideways range. I want to show you what my count is doing. I'm slightly plus in the DAX, marginally. My add-on was a disastrous attempt to play a breakout. Look, I bought right at the highs. And I did that because of this bar number 5. I thought, well, we're going to get a push higher. We sure didn't. And my aggressive stance in the Ftse is not paying off. So yeah, you're seeing it here live. There's no hiding. There really is. This is a live account, and trust me when I say that on my big account, it's looking a lot bloodier than it is here. What? Jesus, my stomach is. Hello, Tom. My name is Dude, and I am the BDM. What's that? What does BDM stand for? Anyway, I am the BDM for whatever something. We are the first decentralized funded trading ecosystem. Would you be open to talk some business with me? No. There you go. Well, I was being honest. Yeah, I thought BDM was business development manager. Ooh, someone is tuning in from Hawaii. Tom, something complimentary. Greetings from Hawaii. Damn, Hawaii? I wouldn't mind that, would I? Ladies and gentlemen, I am announcing the first annual Trader Tom conference. It's taking place in Hawaii. And then after that, it will be Barbados, Mauritius, and any other lovely exotic location that I can think of. Purely because of the conference localities that they have there. Nothing to do with the exotic location and the great surf. The first, what you know, the two friends I have was a Cameron Malik and Mark. Oh, Mark, what's your surname? Mark. No, Mark. I've forgotten your surname. Cameron Malik and Mark. Mark. Come on. Austin. Mark Austin. Sorry, Mark. We shall have our first trading conference in Bali. Do you think it's wise to bet on a breakout? You know what Al Brooks he says? He says, when it's a trading range, actually he says like, hello, when it's a trading range, you should carry on betting that it's a trading range because of inertia. The market is inertia. So don't bet on a breakout when it is. Don't actually know if Al Brooks talks like an Austrian robot, but this is a trading range. So don't bet against a trading range. Bet with a trading range. I'm Al Brooks. So the word to the wise is, should I take my profit and get out of Dutch? Sort of beginning to think that that would be the wisest thing to do. Man, this is a. I got myself caught in a right old blooper of sideways, haven't I? And I know what's going to happen. If the Ftse begins to press higher above 40, I'm gonna keep adding. I know myself too well, and then maybe that's not the wisest thing to do in this environment. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stop the broadcasting here, and I'll manage the positions over in Telegram. But for now, there's the go. There's a status what's going on. So lovely to be here with you this Monday morning, which is a Whit Monday, meaning that there's a bank holiday in many parts of Europe, France and Germany, definitely. Thank you for being here. If you have doubts about whether you want to be long or not because of the sideways mess that we are in, then I urge you to just get out. You can more or less square your Ftse positions for a little loss, and well, do the same in a DAX. I'm gonna hold it. Thanks a lot for being here. You take care of yourself, and I'll see you for the US session. Bye for now.